I've been vacationing in Puerto Vallarta for over 15 years, and I want to share with you some of my favorite things about Puerto Vallarta, why I think you should absolutely take a vacation here, and some things you need to know before you do come. So hey there, my name is Renee. This is Welcome to My Curls, and I am standing on the cobblestone streets of Conchas Chinas, which is a little outskirt area of Puerto Vallarta. So I'm actually walking along a very busy street, and believe it or not, all the streets in Puerto Vallarta are cobblestone. You hear that and you think, that's not true. There's no way. It's got to be just the side streets, but I'm here to tell you the main streets, the side streets, the hills, the steeps, the valleys, they are all cobblestone. Walking around in Puerto Vallarta is not an easy task, but the city is so incredibly walkable. We walk almost everywhere we go, but no, when you do walk, you need the appropriate footwear. I wear Nike flip-flops that have a rubberized sole everywhere that I go. And it is totally acceptable in PV to have on comfy footwear. If you're walking around downtown PV and you see a woman in some fancy heels, it's kind of an inside joke. Everybody looks and says, she didn't get the memo. You can wear comfy sandals with the fanciest of dresses. Men wear flip-flops with their linen pants and suits. It is totally fine because these cobblestone streets can be really tough on your feet. One of the very first things that I recommend doing if you're coming to PV is to get out of the resorts. Don't stay in those all-inclusive resorts, and I know they have some great points about them, but there are so many wonderful things about Puerto Vallarta that you will miss if you stay inside a resort. You don't get to see all of the beautiful different beaches and try the delicious food. So I encourage you, if you come to PV, to get out of the resorts and see the town firsthand. And all of the beaches in Puerto Vallarta are completely different. You have beaches that are very public, very busy, full of vendors and people and beach umbrellas and tables. You have other stretches of beaches that are so quiet. There's hardly anybody there because beaches can be hidden. They can be difficult to get to. People just don't realize that you can simply walk over some rocks and discover a brand new stretch of beach, which is one of the things I love about PV, is exploring all the different beaches, the different sands, the shells, the birds on the beach, the people on the beach. Each beach kind of has its own vibe, and it's so fun to just explore the beaches. And when you vacation in Puerto Vallarta, put sunscreen everywhere. Trust me when I say the sun here is so incredibly strong. I slather myself in 50 SPF all the way up from my hairline to the tips of my toes. Even in places where I think it's not going to get any sunshine, I be sure to cover all the things. All the food in Puerto Vallarta is incredible, and all of the food in Puerto Vallarta is so fresh, so incredible. And if you stay in the southern part of PV, in the romantic zone area, almost everything is local. The seafood is directly out of the ocean. The avocados are fresh. The berries are, oh my goodness, to die for. So branch out, try something new, and I highly recommend taking a food tour. There's a local company here called Vallarta Eats. I've done many of their tours: tacos after dark, a craft beer tour, a cocktail tour. They were all fantastic, and I learned so many things and discovered food that I never knew that I would enjoy, that I actually love now. Right now, I stopped to talk to you on some beautiful cobblestone steps leading up to a private villa in Puerto Vallarta. Almost everything is hidden behind these gorgeous wrought iron gates, and they have the most beautiful keys, but there are such hidden gems just all over the city. You just have to stop and look. While you're here, absolutely stop and get a taco from a street vendor. Visit the churro man on the corner by the church if you're in the romantic zone. Get the papas fritas with the lime and the spiciness from the vendors on the beach. Get the shrimp on a stick. Try the mahi-mahi. And oh my gosh, everywhere you go, get the guacamole, get the queso fundido. Try the things, eat all the things, live it up, enjoy life. Because when you get back home, you're going to be so disappointed in the food because you're going to be spoiled while you're here. And of course, one of the main attractions in Puerto Vallarta during the winter months is the whales that come into the Bay of Banderas to have their babies. You can see whales every day. They're typically the most active early in the morning and late in the afternoon, but pretty much anytime you can look out and see a whale breach the water. You can see their tail come up. Sometimes they're swimming in groups. You can see the mamas and the babies. Take a whale watching tour of some sort. Now you can take a little private boat just right off of the pier and go out and do a 2-hour tour and see the whales. You can go on much larger day excursions. Fair warning, if you get seasick, you may want to bring your sea bands or some anti-nausea medicine, and those bigger and much longer tours can take you way out into the bay. You can get a much more up-close look at the whales, but seeing the whales isn't guaranteed because they just are out in nature. But anytime we've ever taken a boat, we've always seen the whales. We see manta ray, we see sea turtles and blue-footed boobies. I highly suggest that you go snorkeling at Los Arcos and just get out on the water, because that's one of the beautiful features about Puerto Vallarta. And for goodness sakes, watch every sunrise and every sunset while you're here. Puerto Vallarta is known for its sunsets. As the sun goes down with the mountains in view over the Pacific Ocean, it truly is stunning. The colors here in the sunsets are something like I've never experienced anywhere else in the world. Some days they're bright orange. It looks like the sky is on fire with reds and oranges and blues and purples. Other days the sunset can be calmer with pinks and purples and yellows, and the sunrises here, one of my favorite things. I call it a cotton candy sunrise. And the cotton candy colors of the sunrise here only last for about 5 minutes. It comes and goes very quickly, but I never miss it as the sunshine comes over the mountain and starts to light up the bay and all of Puerto Vallarta. It is the perfect way to start your day in paradise. And of course, get tahini on the rim of every cocktail. Tahini is a blend of dried chili spices and lime, and it is the perfect accompaniment to any and all cocktails. I love it on a cranberry mojito, a spicy margarita, and of course you can put it on your guacamole. It is a must-do in Puerto Vallarta. So as fantastic as the food is in Puerto Vallarta, it really is all about the sauces. Anywhere that you go to eat, you are going to be given an assortment of sauces. Everything from mild to full of flavor to a little bit spicy to super caliente. But it's all about the sauce. Just make sure that you ask your server to explain the sauces, because I've learned firsthand, just because it looks like it's going to be a mild sauce does not mean it is the mild sauce. Because I have been known to dip my chip in a very spicy sauce thinking it was the mild one, and yeah, that didn't go so well for me. But enjoy the sauces. It really is what makes the food in Puerto Vallarta so unique and incredibly delicious. If you visit Puerto Vallarta during the 7 months of winter from late October to early May, you have got to visit one of the 4 farmers markets in the area. They are incredible. My favorite market to visit is the one on Saturday mornings in Olas Altas. I've shared that market with you all many times in my previous videos, but it has everything from incredible food to jewelry, baskets, cigars. So I've been coming here so long and going to that market for so many years that I kind of have a routine. I bring my own tote bag and I go directly to the homemade pasta stand. I get a handful of garlic fettuccine, a small container of bolognese sauce, the citrus basil pesto, and I'm on my way. I go to the next booth and get 2 loaves of focaccia bread, and then I head over to get 2 sticks of baklava. Then after I've got my bag full, I go directly to the homemade cinnamon buns, which have been out in the sun. They're warm and sticky and gooey, and I enjoy my cinnamon bun while I'm shopping for some jewelry. I'm looking at all the things, and then my husband goes to his favorite food stand called La Patagonia. It's a guy who is smoking meat. He gets the mixed 2 sandwich, which is, I don't even know what it is, honestly, but he is obsessed. It has homemade chimichurri sauce with all of these meats, and we just stuff our faces. That's what you do when you go to the farmer's market. You eat the food, you see the things, you buy the things. I make sure to spend my money locally and with the folks that are at the market, and it's a really great way to experience Puerto Vallarta. There are so many ways to get around town in PV. You can take an Uber, a taxi, a public bus. You can walk pretty much anywhere, and everything is so easily accessible. taxis are on every street corner. You can look around at any point and see a handful of taxis. Here comes one right now. So when I do take a taxi, I always make sure to have the location of where I'm going pulled up on my phone so I can just show it to them and there's no miscommunication. So those are my suggestions for visiting Puerto Vallarta. It is my happy place. It is my favorite place to vacation. I love to come here and see how things have changed every year. And I really try to be open-minded, see new things, eat new foods, meet new people, just take in the city and what it's about. I love its uniqueness. I love the vibe here in Puerto Vallarta. Everybody is happy and so laid back. And it's just a wonderful place to go. So if you see me on the streets of Puerto Vallarta, stop and say hi. I would love to chat. I love knowing that so many of you all have watched my videos about my favorite place on earth, my happy place, and you always stop to let me know what your favorite part of PV is. So I think it's time that I wrap up this video because I am headed to the beach today. So adios and buenos dias.